Hello, welcome to the MVR. Now, if you missed the last stream, you may have noticed that this bit here wasn't on the map before last time, but it is now. And this is what it looks like on a sort of lower down level, closer to the ground level. Run is that. Ah, yes, I need to decrease that slightly. Something more reasonable. So this is what we did last time. Extended the route. Actually, we filled in this little area over here, but we extended the route. Did a whole bunch of planning with grades and with the yard lead and how things will probably work. So now, let's actually start laying out a little bit of the road network. And then, well, we'll see how we get on with that. Right. Alvasturu, hello, Kangafango, welcome. It's our favourite fireman. Fireman? Interesting. Hello, my favourite window fitter. Green dresser. Kanga, you beat me to it. Snickers joyfully. Sitcom laughter. Hey hey. Hey he. Yes, that's the best sitcom laughter I've heard all year. So, let's get right to it. Right, so because our track has to be in this little ditch to enable the grade crossing with the road that's going underneath the tracks there, our main road isn't really going to follow that. Our main road is going to go at a level grade like this, and then our road coming up from underneath could either go up quite steeply like this, or we could have some sort of a ramp situation like that. So and I think that's probably going to be better. So let's get started with this. Let's put down the road markings for this road first. And actually, I'm going to put it down the sidewalk first, because that is going to be the leftmost boundary. And we'll see how much space we've got there, because I'll want this to kind of move over to the right a little bit, so that we've got enough space for it to come down, or come up from down here, like so. Although is that a little... No, I think that should be enough space, because even though we are painting it on, the terrain does need to... We do need to have enough resolution there to actually make a good... well, a good incline. And then we can kind of S-curve our way over this way. Have the road come along here. And then I'll probably want it to go straight across like this, although I'll add a spline point there and then one over here so I can make this bit straight. And then this is going to be elevated. So do I want... No, the road should stay straight down there. And then I'll want some sort of parking space around here, and I'll probably have it come off sort of like that, and then come up like this, and then have the road kind of go straight along here and into a little parking space up there. What if we made the road and the train track form a DNA pattern? Then this route would be significantly larger than I had intended it to be. Nah, two sharp curves. Retaining wall on upper road. Retaining wall on upper road. Then we'll have people leave reviews like, this isn't a railroad, it's a double helix roller coaster. Yes. Okay, let's put this in next. And I know I will have to cut this to create intersections as and when needed. But that is still preferable to putting it in now, because that would just take so much longer. This bit needs to be straightened, I think. Yes, good. And I'm just going to keep it as 4 lanes for now. Although we might get a little bit fancy when we reach the station and maybe create like a what's it called? What's it called when you've got the trees in the middle? Like a margin in the middle of the road with trees in it. You know what I mean. Island. Maybe that's the word. Foliage margin. Again, I don't know what the technical term for this is. That's something I may have learned in City Skylines, were I to actually be able to stream it. Would I have the time to do it? So if you want to support my learning endeavors in city planning, please find a way to enable the time for me to make this happen with City Skylines and all of that. Yes, yeah, good, yes. Good, now that that's cleared up. And yes, I deliberately said it like that. Haha, yes. Verge or Grove? No, not Grove. It's... I know that... At least, I think that it is called a margin in the middle. I think it's called a margin. If there's an area in the middle of the road where you're not supposed to drive. But I don't know what the technical term for it is in regards to there being trees in the middle of it. And then I'll extend this slightly to about there. Don't know, I think that's a bit too far over. No, that is too far over, hold on. Just need this to be vaguely straight. Sort of like that, perhaps. Or maybe that's a little bit too close. Maybe move this one over a little bit as well. Okay, that seems reasonable. Except for over here where it does look like the left one is a little too narrow. Is that better? Yes, that is better. If you mean the space between left and right going lanes, where there's space for trees, I think margin is correct. I know Grove is technically woodland, but we have a road called Elm Grove, which is famous for its historic elm trees. Yeah, I think, isn't a grove a wooded area that has little to no undergrowth? Isn't that the technical definition of grove? Like there aren't any bushes or stuff like that. Or maybe I'm misremembering the word, or misassociating it. Hold on, 1 second. Grove. Hold on. Let's see, where is it? Oh, you've already put it, I see. Hold on, let me just... sadly, of which most are dying due to Dutch elm disease. Aww. Are these trees in the center of the road between the left and right lanes? No, they're along the sides. A grove is a small group of trees with minimal or no undergrowth. Such as a sequoia grove or a small orchard planted for the cultivation of fruits and nuts. Other words for a group of trees include woodland, woodlot, thicket, and stand. Ah, there you go. So I was right, I would say. Although that does mean that I am putting faith in Wikipedia being correct, which may not be too wise. Although I think in this particular circumstance it shouldn't be too dangerous. Okay, and I am actually quickly going to add another little spline point in there. Just so that also here and here. Ooh, also some great news. The archaeology stuff for Minecraft, which was announced a long time ago, back when was it the original Caves and Cliffs stuff, or was that the Wild update? I don't know, it was when it was announced a long time ago. That has now been confirmed to be coming to Minecraft 1.20. And I mean, you know me, you know that I am really quite into like archaeology and paleontology IRL, and I find those sorts of things fascinating, like finding traces of life before and piecing together stories from that and learning from those things. And that's also why I was so disappointed when we had to remove the Fossils and Archaeology mod from the modded Minecraft series for lag reasons, although that was before we upgraded the server plan. So maybe we can add that back in. I don't know. We'd have to test that, but I don't want to add it back in before we kind of stress test the server with the machines that we want to build anyway. However, I'm really excited that they're actually adding it in to game and that it's not a lost feature like the Fireflies were, which, by the way, I'm still not happy about that they didn't put those in just for ambience. But anyway, yeah, the archaeology stuff, I'm really excited that they're adding it in. And at the moment, it looks like it's a special sand block that you can kind of brush up, and then you get like pottery shards from that, and you can combine those to make the amphora. And you can put the different patterns on it, and you can put it together in whichever way you want. So I really like that, because that sand, at the moment at least, spawns around the desert temples, which I think is a great idea because, well, temples would be a place where people would meet day to day and maybe bring offerings or sacrifices like wine or other things, or grains, and you would leave pottery around there, and that would get smashed or would get lost. And so finding that in the sand around these places, I feel really adds a sense of story to the world, even though it's randomly generated. And so I was really happy to find out about that, if you couldn't tell. Well, actually, it's independent of if you could tell or not. Either way, I was happy to find out about that. I want is that the solid wide one? Hold on. Actually, no, I don't need the solid wide one. I just need the normal solid one. Hold on 1 second. No, that's the broken one. That's just the normal one. Okay. So, the brush stuff. Guess we'll have one announcement, I think. Oh, wow, is. Bundle 2? I don't know. And the patch stuff. Will the 1.12 server be retired for a bit in favor of the new version, do you think? I mean, the plan was that when the next new version of Minecraft comes out, that we go back to the vanilla server for a bit, upgrade that, and then play on that for a bit, before we then move back to modded or something like that. I mean, that was the plan from the beginning, because if you go back and watch our last episode on the... Hold on, I need to make sure I actually think about how I'm going to do this. Yeah, if you watch our last episode on the vanilla server, you will hear that we planned to go back to it even back then. So, yes. Although I do still really want to install Fossils and Archaeology on the modded server. But yeah, I am really excited about that. Do you think that that's too wide? For like a margin for trees? Yeah, because that's like... That's wider than a lane, and that isn't great. Hold on, so if I move these in so that they're touching the edges, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Okay, and then move this one over to about there. I think that's good width for margin, even though I don't think that this is actually straight. Okay, actually I am going to straighten these two and then remove those two spline points. That's much better, even though I do need to move this over slightly so that it is actually in the middle. Like that. And then I need to adjust the other splines accordingly. So about like that. I can support that if Emichu gets all the new cats. When 1.20 releases, it is planned to switch over for a while, yeah. You could get Mr. W or Willis to get this time around. Haha. Intentionally doesn't match itself. No, I need to make Emichu do my bidding. Haha, nice, fun fact. Since Mr. W only joined the MC series in the second stream of the 1.12.2 world, he has yet to set foot on our vanilla 1.19 server. That is a fun fact. You didn't lie about that. Congratulations. Solid contour. I usually go for strawberry ice cream rather than vanilla. But have you tried vanilla ice cream with strawberry mixed in? Well, preferably more than one, but you know what I mean. Of course I'd love the streams, whichever series it is. Good night, Grimo. Congratulations accepted. With strawberry sauce, yes. Nice. And you might say this isn't, like, why am I spending so much time on changing the road design when the other one was so much easier and we already had it? Well, it makes it more interesting. It adds more variety. Plus, if this is more downtown, then more money would be put into making this a bit nicer and getting rid of a little bit of the noise pollution from the rail line as well, perhaps. No, I'm not going to put in ugly concrete sound barriers. You can forget about that idea. I'm not going to do that. On the topic, passed an ice cream shop on the beach, which is meant to be one of the best. I think it was some 7 years back, actually. But I couldn't find their place. Aw. Couldn't find the prices, even, so that the text shifted. Thank you. No sound barriers. Alright. So let's have a look at margin. Do we have... I think we've got some splines for that. Also, that is how you spell... Is this not how you spell... margin? Nope. That is how you spell margin. Hold on. Planter? I know that there were some... I know there were some assets. I saw them on like screenshots or something. JRRM, let's try that. JRRM. Hopefully icons load. Oh, okay, right. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Although RM are road markings, so maybe that's not the best. Okay, well, let's try island and let's search for category spline. Platforms. Those are road islands, but not the sort that I want. Maybe instead, maybe curb. Either those thumbnails aren't loading in, or just doesn't have thumbnails. No, it does. They're just not loading. There we go. Actually, what's this one? Curb. Hold on. What if I just look for curb? Oops. What does this one look like? Is this... Ah, that's... Yeah, that's just the actual curb spline. It doesn't have the... Okay. What about these ones? Also, what's the difference? Oh, right. Medium gray curb, medium yellow curb. Let's try these ones. Here it is. I went, said Buster. Oh, right. I see. When they open, but a small warm drink was $3.60, so I doubt an ice cream would be more. That seems very expensive to me. Island? Traffic hour? Yeah, just not signed clearly without going up to the counter, which I didn't want to do as I knew I wouldn't be getting any. I was just curious, and yes, I know it killed the cat. What? Oh, that curiosity, yes. You killed the what? No, not me. You don't want Rhode Island? Curiosity did it. But you invoked the curiosity by being it. Your honor, I swear. Yeah, sure. Well, you shouldn't... It's not nice. Hello from Germany. Hello. Let's see. How does this look? Apparently it doesn't look at all. Hold on. Let's just wait for it to load in. Right. Oops, did not mean to say doubt. Wouldn't be more. I'd say doubt it would be less. Oh, right. That makes sense. I thought, well, I doubt it would be more than 360 for a little drink. I mean, that's also true, I suppose. Come on. Or hold on. These assets, are they, I thought they were supposed to actually, hold on. Yes, if I place that one, that works. Place that one, that works. Place this one. Is it underground? Yes! It's underground. Lovely. Hold on. Why? I have no idea. What height should it be at? Maybe 0.15? Does that work? Probably. And how does that look thickness-wise? A little bit thicker than what I've got here, but I can easily adjust the other splines to fit. Yes, I think that works quite well. Now I just need to find some sort of end cap for it. Epcot Station Road. So if I get rid of this, and oh, look, they're right here. I didn't even have to search at all. Well, search anything differently. So this one's, oh, what's the difference? All right, yeah, I want, yeah, I want the grey one. The grey one fits better here. Yeah, look at that. And what's the height? I need to increase the height slightly for it to actually fit. 1.6. 1.7. 1.7. How about 0.2? Actually, 0.2 seems to fit perfectly. So let's quickly adjust the positions of these splines slightly. Yes, I'll read all of your 10,000 chat messages in a second. Not that I can promise that it'll actually be that quick, but I'll try. By try, I mean I will not try, but I will read them. It'll just probably take me a little bit longer than a second. Okay, almost there. Right, let's save. No, the drink was 360. Yeah. So the ice cream would likely cost more than that. Ah, right, I see, yeah. But you doubt the ice cream would be more or less. Nah, I'm lost now. Who isn't? That's 10,001 now. Less than. No. Okay. So, actually, I have a great asset. Hold on. The little sugar maple. Or, no, the mountain maples. I think these ones might fit quite nicely in here. I do like the way they look, although the dark color of the grass, I'm not sure if that mixes that well with the light, bright color of the leaves. I might end up switching those out. Maybe. Also, I will very quickly put in some parallel stripes, well, parallel-ish, just to see what that would look like. Also, should those be the thick ones or should those be the narrower ones? I think the thick ones probably would look a little bit nicer here. Probably. I don't know. Maybe not. I would look and see what I did on the Mexford into Urban Railroad, but I don't have that here. Have a look what they look like when I've completed the length of this. Also, here's a new challenge for you. Try not to get hypnotized and sending all your money to me on Patreon. Seriously, try. It's a challenge for you. How are you doing? Are you succeeding? Are you failing? Okay, what does this look like? Not too bad. I'll fill in this little area over here. It would be good if you could change the opacity of these spline points. There we go, something like that. They're not exactly parallel. Mainly this one here needs to be shifted over slightly. That is better. Still not perfect. But as an idea, I think that looks pretty good. Sure it is. I'd vote for narrower, same as the other yellow ones. I can try, I can replace and see what that looks like. I have got the CDP of Mexford. Could import that? I could. I'm very certain that you've used the thin one both. Must send money. Ah, collapses. Second left. I'm now penniless. Think your plan worked. My plan? Whatever could you mean? Okay, let's see. Selected area only this area. I can't. Okay, hold on. This is the thick one. Replace with normal solid, then span, and begin. Yes. Yeah, I suppose that does look better. Okay. Agreed. Okay, so that is pretty good. Like that. Let's see what it would look like with this being at terrain height. Well, terrain height at spline height, sorry. Yeah, that works quite well. Now, let's work on the transition next over here on this bit. So I'll try and, oh right, wrong tool. I'll try and, well, I'll save first. Then I'll make the road fixed height, or like the painted one. And then I'll set the terrain height to this road, even though I do need to actually change the height of some of these spline points. Looks like we may end up needing a bit of a retaining wall on some of this. But that looks pretty good as a base. Now it's time to put in the splines. So this needs to cross straight to about there. And then up to about there. Then needs to go around a bend, which needs to end about there, maybe, like that, sort of. Just depends on how much space I want for the intersection. This is going to be interesting with a crossing. Oops. Also, this curve isn't great. Hold on. Needs to be more like this. Okay, how does that look? Well, it looks like a fairly sharp curve, especially if you're going this way, like for a truck or something. But if you look at the curves, you would have to go around on this, for example, on this intersection. If you're coming this way and then you go around a curve like that, just look at how sharp that is. Like the inner radius of it being this, and that's a 90-degree angle. And then you go over here, and then you look at this for the 90-degree angle. That is, I would say that curve has a larger radius than the object one. Also, that's not entirely centered, is it? No, it's not. Hold on. That's better. It's still not perfect because, one second. Yeah, it gets closer in the curve, so I've got to manually pull it out a little bit. No, I didn't just quote the dentist. I knew you would like that one. So we'll just pull this a little bit. Okay. You're really going to do a lot of work with these roads. Well, yes and no. Yes, it is going to be more work than just putting in a spline, but I only have to do this road going parallel to the tracks, a road on this side going parallel, and then a little bit, like occasional roads going off into the next parallel road. But that's pretty much it. Like if you look back here, that I only need to do this road, occasional connectors, and a tiny little bit of the road back here that you can see, and that's it. So I think that it's definitely worth it if you look at the sorts of things you can make, like here, like with the road markings and the custom angles and all of that sort of thing, and you can put in like repairs as well, and I think that it just adds so much to it. So yes. Now, on to the next step, which is going to be, actually this should be on a straight. Yeah, okay. Which is going to be putting in the actual intersection, which that is not in the least straightened. Hold on. Well, equally spaced, sorry. That seems a little better. Looks good. Stream title, MVR scenerying the penultimate extension, correct, yes. Thank you. Okay, so just going to play around with this a little bit, because getting the positions right for this is still a little bit of guesswork for me at the moment, because I haven't done too much work with these sorts of intersections. But I think this is pretty well done. Like the distance of the spline points. I'm not gonna put the sidewalk on the whole length of it just yet. Just want to put it on the actual intersection bit, and then a little bit of the straight as well. Okay. This along here. But yeah, for example, where did the, like in the industrial district, I have not used painted roads, because that would just be way too much, especially if you're doing it on stream, because then everything takes so much longer. Also, is the terrain here not completely flat on this little spot? No, it wasn't. Interesting. Okay, so like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Even if the distance, hold on. It looks pretty good, not perfect. 1 second. I know it. I don't want it to. I don't need it to look perfect, because otherwise I'm going to spend much too long on this. But that looks much better. I know it's clipping through, but that's to do with the terrain. I'll do that later. But yeah, that's pretty good, I think. It goes underneath like that. And I'll have the painted road continuing along here into the intersection here, where it'll go off this way a little bit as well, connecting up with that road back there, which is where the transition will be from spline to painted. Right, so now I'll save, and then I'll put the sidewalks underneath the bridge, and then I'll put in the road markings for the intersection. Also, if you are building stuff in Trainz, I can highly recommend learning keyboard shortcuts, because that just speeds up your building so much. Like, for example, A to add a spline point, or M to move it, or B to straighten, or stuff like that. Not having to go all the way over here, click on the icon, then going back, does the amount of time that saves does add up. Okay, now let's put in a few road markings. Hold on, I need to move this over slightly, 1 second. There we go. Let's have a look. What sort of road markings did you see? Okay, it was the thick one, and then the crossing of the pedestrian crossing after that. So I'll put the pedestrian crossing in first. Also, hold on 1 second. Interface. Spline point rotation off. I think that'll make it a lot easier to place some of these, hopefully. If not easier, then more difficult. And this one should be aligned to about there. And then I'll want the thick one. Is that the thick one? I think that's the thick one. It needs to be on the right-hand side. It's about there. Yes, but moved over slightly. Okay. Does that look vaguely like what I did over here? Also, is this the right spline? Ah, right, I had two of them. That explains the extra thickness. Also, maybe for this, maybe I should turn it back on, even though it is quite disorientating. It does give little glimpses into what I'm actually building in some cases. Not down here, because that's just a complete mess, but sort of like that. I think that's good. Now, let's cut the spline points over here. Put spline point in there, one in here. So don't need to do it on the right hand side. These ones need to be straightened. And then I can delete these ones. Then put across the pedestrian crossings. Which needs to be sort of like this. Anthony Saracen too, hello, welcome. How are things going with you? As you can see, we actually expanded the route and are now constructing the penultimate extension. So you can see there's the city down here, New Penzance. And last stream we added these baseboards going to this station here. And then once this has been built up and detailed, then we'll extend it a little bit more going into the terminus, which will be over here somewhere, I think. Right. Shadows. Also, by the way, the other stuff like the balloon and such turned out to not be actual rewards. They're just image decoration. The only actual rewards were the trucker Cupid hanging accessory and the box of chocolates. Well, trucks yes, I know. Oh, I see. Oh yes, it's been a while. How are you? It has been good. How about you? Yeah, it's been good. Aside from my computer no longer working, my main one. But other than that, it's been good. Good to hear. I'm good to do, thanks. I have an invisible cookie. What episode is this on the MBR? Have catching up to 2. I think this is 252. Of course. I added an ingredient to the secret recipe. Yeah, I think it's 252, this one. Yeah, there we go. A secret ingredient to the recipe. Is the secret ingredient grease of train? .252 is the number of a locomotive at a railroad I work for. Ah. It's so nice of them to honor the live stream in that way. I mean, I wouldn't have expected them to go to all the trouble of renumbering one of the locomotives for it, but it is very much appreciated. And it's good to know that someone thinks these live streams are important enough to actually do something like that. It really gives a lot of motivation to actually finish the route. Thanks for letting me know about that, Anthony. Okay, now let's put in the arrows. Okay, then I'll want left arrow as well. Oh yes, and these ones are notoriously difficult to actually move the right one. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. They've got such a huge hitbox. That's just annoying. Well, actually, didn't the hold on. JRM, didn't they have road markings? Oh look, they do. Let's try out some of these ones. Ah, and they were released in 2021, so maybe I didn't know about those yet. If I didn't, then gasp. JRRM. JRRM. Hold on. Oh, are they splines? Oh, they're splines. That is unexpected. Mangoes, it's mangoes and shadows. Can't say it's secret. Please eat mangoes after you dinner. Enjoy yourselves. Ah, thank you. I will enjoy your dinner. Wait, no. You will enjoy my dinner. No. Someone will enjoy someone's dinner. Bye-bye. Let's see. If I do the through... Oh, look, it randomly changes texture as I move, and it doesn't stretch. That is really interesting. Look, as I move, it changes the texture of the arrow, and it doesn't actually stretch it. Huh. Now that does actually look a lot better. than what I was using previously, I think. It does have the unfortunate side effect of having to endure the spline points while placing them down, but I think that might be worth, worth it, basically. And this one doesn't need any because it's you can go in both directions. Huh. That's really nice. I will be back. I will be back. That is a nice reference. Yeah, bye. Yeah, some fences have that texture thing too. Fun fact, the mangoes thing was a reference to the Penguins Madagascar game Dr. Blowhole Returns, again, where Julian was trying to guess the secret ingredient of his morning smoothie. Spoilers, it was Maurice's earwax. Hello, yes. Okay, Code Monkey, hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Also, where did I place them? Yeah, I placed them pretty much on the line. Yeah, I put the traffic lights on the line. Or above the line. Also, if all goes according to plan, then this Saturday, instead of the convoy stream, we'll be streaming some OpenTTD multiplayer. Well, Kanga will be. I don't think that I will be because of I don't know if I would even be able to, because it was quite difficult to get the computer audio to even record with OBS on Mac, but I might be able to try and see if I can stream it as well. But Kango will be, if everything goes to plan. Now, should I have the traffic light over on that side or over here? I think over on that side is better, because as you're coming up this way, if you're going around the curve like that, then I might be able to see that a bit better than if it's over where this is. Or maybe have two. Like that. No, that doesn't look too good. That looks better. Good. Okay, so that comes down this way. Now we will need an intersection here. And I could either have this road coming back up over here again, or I could have the main road come down to meet it. I think I'm going to have the main road come down to meet it, because I think that would just add a little bit more variety, which I think is quite important. So I'm actually going to create a nice empty space down here that's plateaued to this height. Apply the train height to that. And then it's time to put in the custom road. So I will want this to only go over to this road here and then not continue further along that way, probably, because otherwise I'll have to put buildings all the way along it, which I don't want to do, at least not here. So I will just extend it a little bit further, just to be able to get a straighter angle. But then I'll cut it where I need. Actually, I will put in... Yeah, because of the height, the angle, I will actually put it up to here first. That'll work. I want this one to be a 2-lane road as well. Although, maybe this could be a broken one. That might look quite nice. Add a little bit of variety. Now, it makes sense that you wouldn't want to overtake on the 4-lane road, but on the 2-lane road, being able to overtake might be important, at least on this area over here. Maybe not going down under the bridge, and turning up here, but you can overtake on these lanes, so maybe that's going to be quite good. So now let's extend this a little bit further to about there. Sort of like that. Really? Overtaking on a 1-lane road within an American town? Not sure about that. Well, you've got the 4-lane roads where you can overtake in the same direction. Do you really think that that's too unrealistic? Maybe you can look up some reference. Maybe I can look up some reference, hold on. Because if you look up reference, then you might just look up reference to support your theory. And then where would we be? I'll be with you in a moment. Here we go. So we just go in, I don't know. West Virginia, why not? Somewhere over here, Richmond. Why not? Well, this would be why not. Hold on. Nope, I want satellite view. Good. And then I would actually appreciate it if it loaded in, maybe. Okay, lovely. Now, if I went to... I don't know, let's try one of these roads. Let's see. Are these ones appeared? Yeah, there's a one single strap going through. Yeah, this one's got the 4-lane with a overtake on the sides. I'll just zoom out all the way on Trainz, maybe that'll help. Ah, look, these have the margins in the middle with the trees like I'm making. I don't know, let's go in... Oh, that was the heart of Richmond, hold on. Let's go somewhere else. Let's try New York. Why not? Just somewhere up here. Well, these don't appear to have any sort of road marking in the middle, do they? Actually, it has a road marking in the middle, a singular marking. No, look at that. See, it does have stripes going along the middle, and it's a 2-lane road. And that's in the heart of New York. See, there we go, that's a better picture, look at that. Right. That makes sense. On a 4-lane one, it's realistic as you wouldn't risk going into oncoming traffic, but on 2-lane one, Bakersfield, California, maybe. See, overtaking double stripes. See, yeah, overtaking falling, yes. Code Monkey, yes, slowly slipping down the rabbit hole of regional historical highway engineering standards. Me or you? Not within cities. This is within a city. We're not building the heart of New York, Paradise, and it's not present day either. How was food? I'm back. Hiya, how was food? Good. Yeah, I think this is quite good. That was in an area called Corona. Interesting. So of course Corona is the area around, so like the stars. Anyway, yeah, I think that was quite good. How about down here? Well, this is one-way system, I think. Is it? I cannot tell. Looks like some of this might be a one-way system. Well, you can clearly see overtaking marks down here, but again, this one, this is a one-way system, so that doesn't really count. Over here, maybe? Is this also one-way? Yes, it would appear to be one-way. Why so many one-way systems? Okay. Let's try Bakersfield, California. Where is it? It's somewhere on the... Is it on the... it's on one of the lines. I forget which one. I think it's the Tehachapi one. Bakersfield, there we go, yeah. It goes through Tehachapi Pass right there. Okay, well there are clearly no road markings whatsoever down here. But no road markings means nothing to prevent you from overtaking. Also, why do you need a road this big? If you're not... Look, no lanes whatsoever, and like a 15-meter wide road. Why? Is this really necessary? Look, you've got cars parked on the side. Look at the width of that. Look at the width of the car, or of the car parked there. And then look, you've got that width there. You've got that width again to there. 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 And then you've got another car parked over here. Just look at that. That's like, is this truly necessary? I think it's clear that I'm not from the US. So you wanted me to have a look at Bakersfield, but I see no instances of what I was building here. So this is a poor example. Let's have a look over at San Jose. Nope, that looks very much the same. I have a feeling that it's probably a state thing. Yeah. Maybe more downtown, wherever that is. Because this looks very industrial, doesn't it? Yeah. Where is the downtown bit of San Jose? I don't know. Probably not right next to the airports. I actually have no idea. Let's try looking over by the Whole Foods market. Nope, that's not downtown either. Ah, nice railway. Lovely. Railroad, even. Yeah, I think it's probably a state thing. That they just generally don't have these kinds of markings. Yeah, because even if I went into like something like San Francisco here, are there going, like, again, this looks one way. Although this looks two way. Or does it? Hold on. So we've got, hold on, one way. Does that, okay, this says, actually no, right and red. Yeah, actually this is a one-way system. Unless they're all overtaking. I don't know. I don't know. I found one example of what I wanted, and that's enough to justify it for eons to come. Although, yeah, see, this is a two-way road, but that doesn't have any sort of markings. Look what I found. Chestnut Street in San Francisco. Look, we've got cars going in both directions clearly, and look what we have in the middle. Pigeons. We've got pigeons in the middle. They were in the middle somewhere. I knew good old Chestnut Street wouldn't fail me. Also, trolley buses? Is this looks like trolley... Oh yes, of course, because San Francisco has the trolley buses still. Ah, they may want to fix their wires, but... Oh, that's so nice to see. Now that looks like a sort of asset you'd place in City Skylines. I want to play City Skylines now. When can I play City Skylines? Oh right, when the MVR is finished. So let's quit that and continue building. And by building, I mean reading chat. So. Open cities. Yes. But we're not building the heart of New York, Sharadice, and not in present day either. Yes, good. Well, you are hovering near the edge of it. True. Almost fallen in. Gunther, give him a shove. Ate some burgers. Noted mentally. Most fat American thing ever. I mean, with a comment like that, what more can I add? Because American car culture is much worse than ours. The markings have been washed away. Well, it used to make sense, back when American cars were generally a lot larger than European ones, but now it's all the same. Truckee, California? No. All of us should do a trucking session at some point. What do you mean? Do you mean like an ATS or an ETS, or do you mean in real life? Or there are pictures Albuster posted from the US, which is a stadium. Yeah, that really does frustrate me. The sheer amount of space that a stadium has paved all the way around it, that is literally only used for a fraction of a % of the entire existence of the thing. Having an underground train station right there, that is what I would prefer. And then if you want to drive and you don't know about it, well, then you just need to park somewhere else and take the train. EU. Page not found. That's true. US. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the US. EU. Page not found. Well, less parking. Less parking, there you go. Fun fact, the first Chuck E. Cheese pizzeria opened in San Jose, California in the 1980s with animatronics and everything. Quickly, I'm going to just skim over a little bit. Now, we finish the UR one for the same picture, just inverted, green all around, and the entire structure filled with cars. I guess that, ew, driving on the right from January this year. Whoa, yes. Let's quit this and continue building, and by building I mean reading chat. ATS. Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of convoys, and ATS and ETS too. We're going to do OpenTTD this Saturday, which I'm really excited about. XDDD. Might have to reload. It worked. It does page not found all the time. Just reload 400 times. For me it works. For me it no works. Ah, there we go. Now it works. Okay, there we go. Yes. US. EU. Although look at the sheer amount of bus stops around here. You've got a bus stop down there, you've got one over here, you've got one up there, you've got one down there, you've got 3 clustered over here, you've got another one up here. You've probably got 10,000 more behind the Zoek here, which probably means search here, or enter here, or something, probably search here. Text. Whereas over here, I can't see a single bus stop. EU just doesn't exist. Hold on. Yeah, this one works. Is that the same thing, or is that a... Okay. Re-uploaded it. Discord. Okay, so I have enough proof that this thing exists in the continent of North America, so I shall reproduce it here to some extent. Okay, and then, hold on, need to bring this in closer to about there, and then get a little curve like that. Maybe make the center stripes yellow, though? What do you mean? The center stripes are yellow. Up to you. What does the yellow signify again? I think the yellow signifies that the cars on the other side are going in the other direction. I think that's what Willis said. Okay, and then I'll want this to go like that, because I do want it to gain height again up to where the road is going to go. Which means if it's going to go parallel, then it should probably be something like that instead. Hold on. Annoyingly, knitter. Twitter without all the privacy invasion is awful at loading content. The .NET and .it versions of the site just don't respond now, so I have to use C Z. Wait, what, Paradise? A single solid yellow line means that passing is allowed, but with extreme caution. Oh, that's dashed, sorry. Is that in the US or in the UK? But yeah, I think what Willis said when I first built the painted road there was that yellow signifies that the traffic is moving in the opposite direction on the other side of the line. No worries, Canada apparently found US though, or found us though. Might have found us. What if it did find us? Oh no! Also, this needs to come down lower to about there. This needs to go to about there. Gotcha. In the United States, single solid yellow lines are expressly prohibited on two-way undivided roads by section 3B01. What do you mean? I say it's single solid yellow lines expressly prohibited on two-way, yeah. A single broken yellow line separates opposing traffic and means that passing with care is allowed for traffic in either direction. Section 3B0.06 authorizes use of a single solid yellow line in only two contexts. On divided highways, that is, divided by a median strip, to mark the left side of the lane closest to the median for traffic in both directions, and to mark the left side of the leftmost lane on one-way ramps. So it would be dashed yellow, Paradise, and it'd only be dashed white on one-way roads. I think so, yes. I mean, that's what it looked like on Google Maps as well. In the UK, it's much easier. I mean, that is something to ask Emichu about. Tomorrow! Dun dun dun! For double yellows, a yellow line, solid or dashed, indicates that crossing the line will place a driver in a lane where opposing traffic is coming at the driver. But why is that specifically double yellows? That seems like it would apply to all yellows, or solids or dashed, as it says. Why is that specific to double yellows? God knows. Okay, sure. Could you ask the next time you two speak? For me? US for us. US for you. Here it's all just white. Solid means no overtakes. Yeah, but it gets a little bit more complicated when it gets to the side markings, I think. Where you've got single yellow and double yellow on the sides, and then you've got red as well. Which I think red means no stopping whatsoever. Unless it's like an emergency or something like that. And then you've got double yellows and single yellows on the sides, which... Anyway. Let's move this into the ground slightly. By slightly I mean completely and utterly. No, I don't mean completely and utterly. Either or will be fine, I think. So, like that. I forgot to put in... 1 second. And yes, I'm very much aware that the spline roads don't have the white road markings and that the middle is actually white instead of yellow and that doesn't make sense. But I'm not going through and replacing all these roads with the ones that don't have the markings, putting in the custom ones, that would take literal ages. Well, depends on your definition of age, but literally too long for me to do. There we go. Now if you're looking down here, imagine it's got all the other road markings and stuff on there as well. Now if you look down this way, one second. Now if you look down this way, you can actually see a transition. And I think that is quite nice, especially if I add some bushes here or something to hide that road a little bit. I think that will work quite nicely. But no parking lines are yellow though, mostly. On the outside of the roads, double yellows on the side, yeah. Can only stop temporarily with caution, as in no parking markings. Yeah, red is don't stop at all, I believe. Yeah. But then what is the difference between double lines and single lines with yellow and red? And the sides, yeah. Fun fact, I don't know if Albastro knows what the German word for pineapple is, do you? But hey, every driver I see ignores parking laws anyway. Ich bin Pine Apeldas. Ananas? Yeah, exactly, ananas. Yeah, they sometimes even park in bus stop bays. Actually, though, that reminds me, there was a... I'll continue building while I say this. That reminds me, I was taking the bus somewhere recently, and there's a little doctor's practice thing on the road. It's like a narrow road that connects two different roads, and basically it's only wide enough for one vehicle to fit through, and the bus line goes through it because it's one way as well to get around to where the bus has to go. And there was a car parked on the side, on the sidewalk partially, enough to allow a car to pass through, but not enough to allow a bus to pass through. And so the bus had to stop, and then the driver honked the horn and waited, and nothing happened. The driver honked the horn again until eventually a woman came out of the doctor's place, walking quite deliberately, very slowly, over to the car, and then opened the door, and I think even waited for someone else to come, or I don't know. Either way, waited for a while, not moving the car, and then eventually backing the car into the tiny little parking lot that was next to it, which was completely filled, by the way. So yeah, there you go. Affirmative. Only like two countries differ. What do you mean? Sure. Yeah, I've also heard that. Germany actually following linguistical trends too. The fruit's called ananas in many countries apparently. Oh! Interesting. Yeah, haha. Pina in Spanish. Ooh, interesting. So the N with a line above it, is that just the N being spoken longer? So pina instead of pina? Or is that more, like what is the little wave on top signify? Is that just prolonging the N sound, or is it a more nasal sound, or like what does that mean? Pina colada means collated pineapple. From pigna in Italian, meaning pot. Cone-shaped, sorry. Oh yeah, Chardonnay. I remember that. Pinata then supposedly means fragile pot. Alright, interesting. In Germany, sorry. In German, sorry. Ooh, what is that? Hold on. 1 second. Make sure it's... Being so in the cartoon, being so angry about pineapples seemingly that you literally shave yourself except for a little bit of hair on your head and mustache, like just pop out all of the hair through sheer anger. If that doesn't encapsulate... no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Hold on, did I straighten this or not? Don't think I did. Right. Then let's make these fixed height. Typical driver entitlement. It's a play on words with pineapple. Oh. Makes a new sound. Pineapple. Ananas, pineapple, wet. Ah, yeah. I didn't catch that in the file. I was just trying to get a little bit of context of what was going on. I'm going to listen to it now as the stream's going. But yeah. As the stream's going? Oh yeah, the stream's already gone. Oh, it's already gone. Oh no, quick, we missed the stream. Oh no. You should have told me that the stream's going before it actually went. No. Right, so that's good. Now let's just put in the sidewalk. It left without us. Catch up. Catsup, you mean? Because this one needs to be straightened. No, it does not. The other one needs to be straightened. This one. Then these two are non-straightened, I think. Catch up. Cat's up, yeah, cat. Yeah. There you go. Oh, there's a link. Apparently 10 seconds in. Get away. Hello. Also, before I knew how to, like, that you can just right-click twice in YouTube and then copy with time, like copy at time, like with the timestamp in the URL. I used to manually put in the time because you can actually do that in the URL. If you put in, I don't know, what was it? Question mark, something M, something S, or something like that. You can put in the hour, minute, and second count to timestamp. And that's what it did, but Discord didn't recognize that as a timestamp. And so it was a bit strange because people couldn't... It wouldn't work if you tried to play it embedded in Discord. And then I said, well, I did timestamp, you just need to click on it for it to work. And they were really surprised that the timestamp didn't work as embedded until I told them how I'd done it. And they told me, you can just right click and then do copy at time or whatever it's called. And I said, well, no, I actually didn't know that. That's so much easier. And then that, as it turns out, also works for embedded files in Discord. Maybe the people who made Discord didn't even know about the other way of making timestamps. Also, this needs to be moved slightly. I need to add another spline point. Spline point worked. Also, wait, did I not make this fixed height yet? Oh, no, I didn't. I hope that these don't have shadows, the road marking splines. Also, I may need to hide some of this behind bushes because I think, yeah, this is floating a little bit and I can't really do much about that. But anyway, let's quickly, by quickly I mean rapidly, do a little bit of texture painting underneath, just to get a bit of a better idea of what it looks like. And then I'll listen to the link, or the video in the link. Rather, the video that the link links to. Also, are these all straightened? No, they're not. Or are they? Hold on. Oh, I think these ones are accidentally straightened. Yeah, that was the issue. Also, I think I need to make this a little bit wider for it to actually fully paint underneath the sidewalk. All right, just a little bit down here. This crossing is going to be a little bit tricky to make. Probably. Yes, I'm deliberately not holding down the twirl button because I do actually want some of the pattern of the texture to come through. But yeah, just look at that. Doesn't that look so much more realistic than the spline roads? Just look at that. Look at the way this looks with the roads. And that's just with one texture. Imagine if we also mixed in different textures for the asphalt. Look at that. And then take a look at what it looks like here. Like this is, I mean, this is still good, especially for like an industrial area where you've got a lot of these roads going in between. But if you look at this, and then look over at this, this just fits together so much better, especially since the angles with the intersections aren't as restricted. Although, yeah. The Saxons, of course. Actually, let's quickly listen to this video that Buster posted. Oh, it's an ad that has lots of dogs in it. Interesting. Pina. Interesting. Thank you very much. Nah. Ketchup. Or catsup. Is a table condiment with a sweet and sour flavour. See, sweet and sour. The unmodified term ketchup now technically refers to tomato ketchup, although earlier recipes used egg whites, mushrooms, oysters, grapes, mussels, and walnuts among other ingredients. Citations 2 and 3. Apparently, ketchup's just an alternate spelling of it. I thought it was just the brand. It was adopted as synonym of the ketchup word for it. I think that is still the that is still where it came from. It's just nowadays people use it as an alternative spelling for it. But I do think that it still came from there. Piña. I hear that. Now learn the rest of Spanish for an all Spanish stream tomorrow. Sure, but I'll just have to forget to turn on my microphone and face cam so you can't see or hear me saying anything. Albaster, have you gifted to learn Spanish in 7 hours to Amichu and Willis then too? So lovely. Great angles. Not to mention Saxons. Yeah. Dogs? Ew. Aww. Actually, I saw a funny... I was out at a park day and there were 2 people who obviously knew each other. They both had dogs on leads, and they stopped to talk with each other. And the 2 dogs wanted to sniff each other's bottoms, and so they kind of chased each other around. And the 2 people were so distracted by talking with each other that they didn't notice the dogs like binding the 2 together as they went around in a circle with the leashes. And then when they noticed their predicament, they laughed and tried to untangle themselves. Would a cat do that? Not deliberately, that is. Maybe add a footpath here, though, Trainz? Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. Oh, did they entangle them? Yes, they did. Okay, this time I'm going to try to add the stairs the right way around. AKA the way that I had originally had them. So the flex stairs, is this the right way? No, it isn't. Although, see, the issue with this is... Actually, was that the right way? Actually, I think it was, surprisingly. The issue with this is that it's floating slightly. See if actually maybe I can bring this over a little bit more. But then it's going to start to cover the sidewalk down below. Yeah, see, it's starting to cover that up. If only we had some sort of high definition terrain to work with. Yeah, that does look quite nice, I think. Even if the angle needs to be fixed slightly. Although then we cover this down here, unfortunately. Although I could try just a normal path. Although I think that might be a little bit too steep. Wouldn't want to get any of those shudders, slope too steep moments, would we? Here's that little path that I was looking for before that I couldn't find. Yeah, it doesn't even really work with the splines like that. Yeah, that looks just a bit too steep. The stairs look much better. Yeah, I do like that. That adds a nice little bit of detail to the scene, especially if and especially when I've got bushes around. Oh, yes. I read that. Maybe just a dirt footpath? No, it's too steep. Maybe if you had it go diagonally? No, I can't do that, otherwise it'll clip through. It won't work. In case anybody wondered, I am still here. That is very good to know. However, we've only got 4 minutes left, so let's get a quick thumbnail. Although, before we get a quick thumbnail, I want to paint on the ballast underneath the tracks because of the lodding. So, is this... I'll make this a little tiny bit wider. Again, just periodically pressing the button so that I still get some of the pattern. And by the button, I mean the button that twists the texture, that rotates it. Rotate, yes. Okay, and then just a little bit down the middle again, just to make sure that that's actually all painted. And not fakely painted like those painted dogs. Right. Oh yes, that's a good point. This, I want to see if I can make this look a bit better first. So the first thing I'm going to try is just to slightly, ever so slightly, raise the ground. See what that would look like. So to that height, and see how the other splines would fit with this increase. And actually that looks pretty good. Although I think I will still put in the crossing boards because that just is a little bit too high of a gap there, and it has to be that high for the crossing, like for the path, for the footpath. But maybe we're gonna have it just like that. Imagine this being a smoother slope coming up to it. Maybe one of the other ones would even fit a bit better. Maybe the lighter one in this case. Oops. The problem with that one is it just looks a bit too new. Maybe the concrete one. Sure, let's try the concrete one. Okay, spaced out like that. And then let's delete the rulers. We don't need those anymore. No, that wasn't a political statement. No! Please don't delete the channel. No! Okay, there we go. I think that doesn't actually look too bad. Of course, we'll need the crossings and the markers and well, triggers and all that sort of stuff, but I haven't put those in for quite a few of the spaces back there. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Ooh, actually, let's quickly finish the road markings on this crossing. I know we've gone past 11, but I am going to forget otherwise. So let's very quickly do this. And if you need proof that I'm going to forget otherwise, well, I've already kind of forgotten, which is why I haven't done it yet. Hold on. Like that. From here down to, oops. From here down to there. And from there down through to there. And over here as well. Though for this, I think I need to move this a little bit further over because I don't want those to overlap with the other ones I've put down. So I have to kind of make this fit that shape. How does that look? Can't test like that, hold on. That looks good enough, I think, from just for looking at it from up here. Ish. No, that one up there doesn't. Hold on. This needs to be actually a bit straighter. One second. Just need to move these back a bit so that it looks a little bit more symmetrical. So, this one needs to be moved over just a tiny little bit to there, and well, on that line isn't parallel. That looks much better. Again, you're only really going to see it from these angles anyway, so I think that's good enough. Now, quickly add the stopping lines. Over here on this one as well. Actually kind of hide the seam a little bit beneath these. Oops. Didn't mean for those to merge. I need to move this in a little bit closer, like so. Right. That looks much better. Except that we need lights. I know that we strictly maybe don't specifically need lights. Maybe stop signs would do the job as well. But I think having streetlights down here would just add a little bit more detail to the area. Especially since these are kind of main roads. Okay. Good. Do I like that? Maybe. I don't know. I can replace it later with something else. With stop signs. Let's have a bit of a look at chat. Feel free to go longer. You started at 9 past. Well, it's going to end up being 9 past anyway. Didn't try to go almost an hour over time once. True. Multiple times. But I honestly wouldn't mind today. It's still 6 for me, or 1800. Twitch auto mode. Politics detected. Extinguishing. Exterminate. I need to run. Run, yes. Run for your life. Shadows could put a drain cover in the center of that intersection for added realism. I mean, do I even have that here? Or manhole? I've got these ones. Hold on. Oh yeah, I do have. There you go. A manhole cover. Hope you appreciate it. Or does that one look better? No, actually, does this one look better if I lower that down to the ground? Actually, no, I think the other one is more visible. Yes. Right. Also, you could have the road begin to curve left immediately after the railway crossing so the bend can be shallower. Well, yes and no. Okay. I could move these spline points back to here and then begin going over here like that. But then if I do want to add in like a traffic stopper or something like that, then I think that might have a little bit of length to it as well. If I do want to add in invisible roads to actually have cars driving on these. And the second thing is, if you look at with this road, the sidewalk is about twice as wide. Well, a little bit less than twice as wide. Like two-thirds as wide as the road, or the sidewalk on here. And if you look at the inner radius of the sidewalk here, look at how small that inner radius is. And this looks like a reasonable intersection. Then if you look at this radius here, and that is much larger than the other one, which means that is a larger radius curve than over here, and this one is acceptable, so the other one would really have to be acceptable as well. And if that one's not acceptable, then any of these ones wouldn't be acceptable either, because here you've got a radius of, well, you've got a diameter of the curve of 0 here, the radius. going over like that, and that's only 2/3 wide, so this is an even sharper curve than the other one. So I think these are okay. There are no moving cars on these roads, are there? So if there are, then only scenery cars. Well, if I put in invisible roads, then yeah, we can have moving cars on these roads. It's just a little bit annoying because in TRS 19, the cars, well, I guess I'd have to use the updated assets. I think, yeah, there are updated assets, but I'd have to move them into the ground to work properly. But yeah, I can go around putting invisible roads on some of these roads. But that's, again, something that I would do after all the scenery work is done, because that's quite boring and, well... Maybe put down invisible roads splines? Yeah, that's what I've literally just been talking about. Traffic lights. Oh yeah, because I want to... Because of the way these look, I keep wanting to call them signals, like road signals. Because, well, they were... Well, basically they're a rip-off of railway signals, because railways had signals first, and the road people were like, hey, we need some of those, and then they put signals on roads as well. But they're not signals, and so I think, okay, well, it's not road signal, it's street lights. That's a term that exists. They're street lights. That makes sense. And so I keep calling them street lights instead of... but the street lights are, of course, the ones that actually just illuminate the road and street and sidewalk. Traffic lights there. But then if you think traffic lights, well, railroad traffic is a thing as well. So then we're back at signals. So anyway, yes, that would be an idea. Question: are there intersections that feature stop signs on one side and traffic lights on the others? I don't think that would make sense. Because if you've got a stop sign here, a car is always going to stop here and give way to the others, which means that the car is going this way. If a car is going up here, it will always be able to go. If it stops here at a red light, then the car that has a stop sign here still wouldn't be able to go, because it can see that there's a car coming there that it has to give way to. So then we'd have to wait until that car leaves for it to continue, but then there's no point in having a red light stopping it in the first place. If I've got enough of a grasp on US traffic laws to be able to guess that. Do it with MC, hint hint, wink wink. Also maybe Minecraft is already going 3 hours, and that third hour is already the overtime, considering that it was originally only supposed to go for 2 hours, but consistently went for 3 hours. Also maybe if you just add a dirt path like this instead of building stairs, but that wouldn't really work because of the... I don't know. Let's have a quick look. 1 second. Let's just have a quick look. If I can find the path again. Which apparently I can. Good. See, I think that this won't really work with the terrain. Although maybe. Guess I could do something like that. But I don't know. No, I don't like that. It doesn't feel right. I much prefer having just bushes along here and then having a very narrow way through with a stair, say with bushes either side, and then grass and bush along here as well. Similar to what we've got going on over here, only with a few more bushes along probably. I prefer the stairs. Great. Malgava. Right, yeah, gotcha. Just pretend it's that shape because of land ownership. Oh, you mean because of the road here like that? Makes sense. Sounds like a plan. We did! Otherwise 3 hours instead of 2. We've already changed it. Make it 4. Because 2 was just not enough. And then add 20 to that. Spread out across a month. Why not? No! Yeah, true. Stop sign plus traffic thing. Chalets, I was thinking more of a dirt path that formed over time. Well, they aren't really... I guess, hold on. Guess I could try the TB path. And maybe wibble it around a little bit. I don't know. No, I don't like the look of it. I do not like the look of it. Because I'm imagining it with all of the trees and bushes and even a fence going along here, and it just doesn't feel like how I wanted this area to feel, so I'm not going to do it. Much better, I think. I see. Dirt path track? Yes, TB. The one you hadn't caught. Make it wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Yeah, I tried it, but I prefer the stairs. It's like I imagine walking along here and or walking along down here, and it just feels better having like bushes along here and then having a little tiny shortcut, just a few steps to go up, and then you're already over here, rather than walking all the way around. That makes sense. Then having a little like a dirt footpath that goes all the way over here, and then having to walk up this gradual slope, which would have had to been pushed back, given that this is actually a little cutting. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Maybe it would have looked better with bushes. No, I don't think so. But I do need to get a thumbnail. Still. Also, going 9 minutes? We've gone for 10 on top of that. I hope you're happy. Maybe something like that. What does that look like? Small. Looks okay. Maybe just something like that. Although you can't really see much of the custom roadiness of it on a little thumbnail like that. One of those will be fine, I'm sure. Time of day? Yes, I'm quite happy with the time of day. Thank you for reminding me. So, temperature doom? Not quite. So, with that, I would say thank you all very much for watching. tomorrow, more railroads within Minecraft. And with that, bye bye.